Hello everyone, the Chart Guys have been working on an introductory technical analysis course for quite some time now, and after surveying hundreds of traders with what would be the most sought after information regarding technical analysis, we came up with this course, When to Enter and Exit. It covers over 5 hours of the basics on when to enter and exit, and we feel after watching this course it will help build a foundation of technical analysis knowledge which will eliminate a lot of the uncertainty in the world of trading stocks. So the course outline, we go over the psychology of trading, establishing a game plan, the different indicators we use to signal a bullish and bearish entry, how to recognize support and resistance levels, poor entries, where traders make mistakes, exit targets, how do you know where to sell your trade, where to place stop losses, that's very important, minimizing losses is what keeps you in the game long term, my personal preparations, how I go about getting ready for each trading day, and then piecing it all together, utilizing all the information we just learned and how to apply that in the real world for making successful, profitable trades. As a bonus, we also include a lot of information on finding entries and exits utilizing patterns, and you can find these patterns on every time frame on pretty much any stock and commodity trading, and certainly being able to recognize those patterns can give you an edge as well. So we hope you will check this out. Again, it's an introductory level course. So if you are new to technical analysis and trying to get a firm grasp on things and feeling a little bit overwhelmed, then this course is for you. I hope you check it out. Appreciate you watching. Hello everyone, Happy New Year. Looking at Facebook on daily, weekly, shorter term time frames. So still weak. We had a bounce attempt, a nice green day, but we see the upper wick. It was a bit more significant before a little end of the day rally, but we're still rejecting from exponential resistance, and it's going to require the bulls getting over the middle Bollinger Band of 118.26 and then breaking this last bounce attempt. 118.68 is where we topped out and formed a lower high. So that's the step number one that the bulls need to break in order to prove to me that they're going to attempt to turn around this trend. I got a question today in the chat room, which is a pretty relevant question in terms of whether we can anticipate Facebook to be bearish all week. And it's a little bit too generalized because we do know Facebook is one of the weaker tech names, and it's very clearly weak the last 3 weeks. But it responds to SPY, the S&P 500, and the correlation is there. And if the SPY bulls show up and head to the all-time highs, which we're not too far away from, that's obviously going to take the Facebook bulls with it. Now, I'm not going to be playing Facebook bullish. I'm going to choose a stronger name. Like, I would much rather play Apple bullish, a much stronger tech name, and I would much rather play Facebook bearish. But either way, you want to be playing in the direction of the overall market. And where we stand with the S&P 500 right now, it's not really clear where we are headed this week. We had the bearish end to 2016 last week, a bullish start this week, but it's not really clear on the daily chart to be confident enough to sort of generalize what the next 3 trading days are going to be. So if I had to choose, I absolutely would stay bearish on Facebook. But again, all-time highs in SPY, and we could very easily see Facebook up in the 118s. So we do have that middle Bollinger Band resistance support, 115.51, 114.77, and there's not a lot of support here. We can see on the weekly time frame we are back testing and rejecting from this 50-week resistance 2 weeks in a row. That's at 118.12. Rejected from it last week. We're rejecting from it again this week currently. And if we can't close above that level, it's going to maintain as resistance. You can see if we put our cursor here, draw an imaginary line at 115 psychological support. We've dipped to this level now 3-4 times over the past couple months, and we've held it every time. We came very close to breaking 115 psychological support last week, but it does still stand. So if we close below 115, we're looking for another leg to the downside with a target of 108.23 as the next support that the bulls really want to hold to maintain the weekly higher low pattern. But very clearly, the weekly chart is driving the price down, these exponential resistances acting as resistance, knocking the price down. And looking in at the 5-minute time frame, very bullish start to the day on an increase in bull volume, and this definitely stood out. And there were big-time moves to the upside to start the day, but the high of the day was hit at 10:15, right in line with the high of the day for SPY. So there's where that correlation plays in. We had a very strong move, but if SPY is going to go down, it's going to be hard for Facebook to continue to go up against that. So it was just slow and steady downside, giving back all those gains, all for the rest of the day. And this little half an hour of bullish action at the end of the day definitely saved that daily candlestick from being extremely bearish with a long upper wick. So need to be watching the overall correlation to the S&P 500 and also watching support the low of that consolidation today, 116.18. If we break that level tomorrow, we're looking at the low of today as the next support level. So that's a key level there that we wouldn't know otherwise unless we were looking at these shorter term time frames. 116.18 worth making note. And right now that 20 period hourly support is right there lining up with that level. So Facebook bears still in control on the daily time frame, and we'll see if these SPY bulls can gather some momentum back towards the all-time high and take the Facebook bulls with them. But if not, any sign of weakness in the S&P 500, and we're going to be all over Facebook bearish as we were to end last week. So I appreciate you watching. We'll check back in tomorrow. Happy New Year.